midnight and you stood in your kitchen, 21 days off a drink, and you're shoveling chocolate with the same hands and the same frantic hunger in the same way that you used to have with the bottle. You didn't relapse, you rerouted. And the thing is, nobody warned you about this. You did the hard part, the tremors, the night sweats, the first dry weekend that felt like a war. And then, just as you come up for air, something grabbed the wheel. Yep, you know who it was. It was that sugar-addicted raccoon, Glucipher. Let me name what is actually happening to you. This is cross-addiction. Some people call it transfer addiction. You swap the bottle for the brisket barrel, and a quiet voice told you that was recovery. So now you lie awake asking yourself, am I even still sober? Yeah, you are, technically, but you did not close the loop. It's the same loop, but it's running on a different fuel. So why does this happen? You pulled out the alcohol and your blood sugar has fallen through the floor. Your nervous system loses the sedative that it's leaned on for years. The vagal brake, the part of you that calms the stress response, is worn flat. That is your tone. Tone is the load that your nervous system can carry. And right now, it's on the fucking floor. When your tone drops, a gap opens, and I call that the 100 millisecond hijack. The tiny space between the trigger and your hand already reaching for the cupboard. And into that gap steps Bob. Bob is the inner press officer, the barrister in your head, who builds the case for sugar. You've earned this, one won't hurt. Nothing else is going to calm you down tonight. Have the biscuit, have the chocolate. Now listen, because that is the tell. Real thinking is slow, careful, open to being wrong. Bob is none of those things. Bob deals in absolutes. Always, everyone, nothing else. When the voice in your head is certain and urgent and total, that is not you reasoning. That is the press office spinning a decision for your old wiring that it's already made. And Bob does not work alone. Down in the basement is Glucipher. He wakes up, the fat little raccoon, he's rubbing his fucking paws. And he's screaming for the fast fuel and the fastest he can find. Cheap sugar, ultra-processed junk and industrial seed oils. And here's the trap. That sugar and those seed oils do the real damage. They inflame your system and spike your insulin. And high insulin locks the door on your old fat stores. So your brain thinks it's starving and Glucipher ramps up even harder. Every time you feed him, you jam the vagal brake and your tone stays down in the gutter. Now here is the part that changes everything. The substance does not matter. Alcohol, sugar, nicotine, coke, different fuel, same machine, same loop. And the method that I built, EOM, emotional observation method, does not care what you were addicted to because it does not work on the substance. It works on the loop underneath them all. I know this because it's true, because I've lived every bit of it. Cocaine, gone over 20 years ago. 40 cigarettes a day, gone over 20 years ago. Alcohol, 45 years of it, gone. 5 stone, gone. Pre-diabetes, reversed. Different substances, different decades, one method every single time. Not willpower, observation. And that's why your willpower keeps failing you. You cannot think your way out of a state problem. Insight does not change your state. Only your state changes your state. You'll never reason with Glucipher while your biology is screaming for survival. You have to change the hardware and not argue with it. So here's what you actually do at midnight with the raccoon screaming. First, you do not obey him. You observe. You step outside the machine and you say, I'm observing a strong pull towards sugar and a tightness in my chest. Not, I am dying for sugar. You're not dying for sugar. The craving becomes data. It stops being a verdict on who you are, and that holds the gap open long enough for you to choose. Second, you starve the raccoon. Protein, fat, and fibre at every single meal. Proper fats, butter, ghee, olive oil. Your body will drive hunger until it gets enough protein, so give it enough. The blood sugar steadies, and the raccoon goes quiet. Third, the moment a craving spikes, do not fight it, you interrupt it. 2 sharp breaths in through your nose, 1 long exhale through your mouth. Then a glass of water with a good pinch of sea salt. That balances your electrolytes. That is the manual off switch for a nervous system that's stuck in fight or flight. And if it's really biting, 60 seconds of cold water on your face will break it. No crash, nothing. Now, 2 questions I get asked every week. How long does this last? It eases as your blood sugar steadies after the first few weeks, but the honest answer, it lasts as long as you feed the fucking raccoon. Starve him properly and he quietens faster than willpower ever managed. And you should not quit the sugar or drink first. Neither. You stabilise the hardware first, feed the system, support the brake, and get a grip of both states loosen on its own. And here's the truth I will leave you with. Willpower is a battery. It drains under load. Metabolic sovereignty is a generator. It feeds itself. And sovereignty is not the lever feeling the pull. It's carrying the pull without it letting it drive the machine. You're not giving things up. You're taking back the controls from the bottle, from the biscuit, from Bob, and from Glucipher. I wrote a book for this exact moment, and it's called The 30-Day Reset. It's in the description and in the links below. Get the book, go service the machine, pick up the wrench.